The Four Magazine, Detroit, baby, we out here. You see what's going on, we activated, we ain't playing no games.
Without further ado, man, welcome to another episode of Interviews with the Foreign Magazine, where we go beyond the veil into the thoughts, ideas, and perspectives of each guest that we sit down with. And today, man, we got somebody that's been making hella motion, carving a lane for itself, not staying in the box of what other people are doing, done made it to broad media spaces, all with the art form of rap, man. We got Chef Geech in the building. What's going on? Saffron, what's going on, brother?
Baby, what's the deal?
Man, can't complain, bro.
Thank you.
Definitely glad to have you on the platform for the first time.
It's been a long time coming.
Yes, sir.
Finally here, you know what I'm saying? Been rocking with you for a minute. You've been rocking with me for a minute. It's been a mutual thing, so glad to be here for sure, bro.
100%, man. How that LA weather, man?
Oh, I can't complain. I like LA weather. You know, I was just telling somebody yesterday, like, they like, do you ever get tired of the sunshine? I'm like, yeah.
Straight up.
For sure. Like, cause we come from 4 seasons. It's like, dang, when it's sunny every day, you be like, damn, like, I'm sad today. I don't want to see no sunshine today. Like, damn. I'm tired of seeing sunshine every day. Bro.
I ain't gonna lie. That's interesting too, man. Cause like, you leave it up to some people, that conversation to be a little different where all they want is the sun, good weather, come outside, is, you know, but to appreciate all 4 seasons for what they are and just move, that's hard.
That's where we from. That's where, I mean, it's like, I miss the D, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't like I'm super like LA. It is. It's fun, it's cool, it's dope, but I'm always gonna miss the city. Like, I always still love my city. I don't want to say that. I ain't gonna say I'd rather be in my city, but I'm never gonna love LA more than my city, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's just a feeling, man. But that sunshine, it's cool. It got its perks.
What was the need for change to go out to LA?
To be honest, I ain't been living in the D most of my adult life. Like, when I graduated high school, I moved to Florida. From Florida, I lived everywhere in Florida. But from Florida, I moved back to the city for a little while. Then I ended up going to Vegas. Then Vegas to Atlanta. Then Atlanta back to the city for a little while. And now I'm at LA. So it's like, I always wanted to I always had that mindset that people talk about, which is get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your city. You know what I'm saying? So LA was just another, I mean, I'm in music. It just made sense. I already did Atlanta, and then Atlanta showed me, like, even the people in Atlanta, like, dang, you should go to LA. And then I got family out there. Okay. And then, I just been wanting to move to LA since I was a kid. Like, I loved LA since a kid when we used to visit, and I'm like, dang, I'll move out here one day. So it's just a dream of mine that I had to knock out today.
He said Florida, Atlanta, and LA with
Vegas too, yeah.
Vegas.
Too, yeah.
What was the Atlanta, you know, vibe like? Like, and I guess I would ask you, like, what have you learned in each, by them having different cultures, what have you learned in each, you know, place that you lived in?
So Florida, I went to Florida for college. Florida is unique. Down south, them down south boys, they a little wild. I hate the humidity. Can't do it. I never will do it again. And I don't like the hurricane weather. But, I learned a lot about survival in Florida, for sure. Like, it's a different type of survival than Detroit survival. So I think I learned a lot about that. I was still like in a lot of street shit when I was out there in college. So I learned a lot about survival.
If I can though, like, in what way? Like, when you say survival, like, what is it different about the culture of Florida as opposed to Detroit? Because, you know, when you talk to fellow Detroiters, we speak about how our hoods are and how our life is and how treacherous it is here. But, like, what is it about, you know, Florida that make you say you learn survival skills?
With Florida, what I learned was, with dealing with them, it's like, you just got to be aware of everywhere you got to be aware of your surroundings. But with them, it's like, it's a little tricky. You know what I'm saying? You could be somewhere where you feel welcome one minute, And then the next minute it could shift in it, you know what I'm saying? People's minds could change. They do a little different type of drugs out there too. So it's like things could flip in a minute. You got to be on your P's and Q's a lot out there. I mean, you got to be there everywhere, but out there it's like, damn near like don't trust nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like take everything with a grain of salt. And I'm a real welcoming person, even in the D. Like in the D, for the most part, and at least from my experience, if it's there, it's there. You know what I'm saying? If the love there, it's there. Ain't nobody about to, it might be a little fake, but it ain't about to be no
Flip
like,
the script.
flip the script tomorrow type shit. You know what I'm saying? I experienced that a lot in Florida. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they like disloyal people. I got a lot of good friends that's still out there that I still talk to this day, but it's just like, take it with a grain of salt. Like, cause I guess the Southern hospitality, they naturally gonna be nice, but that don't mean that I really fuck with you like that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by that, yeah.
Damn.
So,
then Atlanta?
When we went to Atlanta, that's when my mans ended up getting a deal. So he got a deal with Atlantic around that time. So we was in Atlanta because of that. So we was I wasn't even outside in Atlanta. We was in the studio every day. We'd be in the studio with everybody, Migos, Uzi, every day. And I mean, I ain't really learned too much about the Atlanta culture. You know what I'm saying? That's why I think I would move back to Atlanta, because I didn't really get to indulge in that. We was just in the studio every day. It was home studio.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I can't really say too much about Atlanta. It's really spread out, oversaturated. But I mean, Southern hospitality is way different from Florida, even though they like right there.
Yeah.
Way different from Florida though, as far as like Southern hospitality. They cool people. I rock with them. I think they rock with the D heavy. Like they real welcoming to us. Like,
for sure.
So.
And then LA?
LA is a culture change, dog. Cause we from the blackest city in America. So going out there, it's black people, and I always tell them this, and they don't understand what I mean. Like, they be like, we got black people. I'm like, no, you gotta come to the Detroit. Like, we ain't nothing but black. So it's like leaving the blackest city in America to come to here where it's pretty much just all Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? And then the gang culture, like, that junk be throwing me off. Like, not able to wear certain hat. I just got banged on the other day for the shoes. I'm like, now y'all telling me I can't do the shoes either. I had on some navy blue Cortezes. Had to deal with that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm saying when you say you got banged on, like how do that look in real time?
Somebody will press up on you and be like, hey, homie, like, where you from? You know what I'm saying? And then get the pressing you, like, you know where you at? Like, you got on these shoes. Like, I'm like, bro, y'all not about to, I already done stopped wearing certain hats because of y'all, certain colors because of y'all. Y'all not about to dictate my whole outfit around this bitch, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't bang, bro. And then they be like, all right, some people will leave you alone. Some people be assholes, but yeah, that gang culture is new for me. And then the whole fact, like, it ain't a black city. It's like mostly Mexicans running. And then that's crazy because the Mexicans and the blacks don't really mingle like that. I got a lot of Mexican friends out there though, but for the most part, like, Mexicans and blacks don't link. And you know, out here we got Southwest, but we cool with our Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? So that just be throwing me off too. So, but other than that, I say this about LA too, and I ain't trying to just keep dog walking LA, but people out there real selfish. You know what I'm saying? But I get why though. Like I'm empathetic, so I get why. Like when you live in a place that costs that much, and then time is of the essence because everything's spread out far. Like if you go 2 places in LA, your day over. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to Walmart and Target, your day probably over because you probably been in the car for about 3 hours.
It's like that?
Yeah.
Damn.
With traffic, and it'll be something right up the street, but traffic's so crazy, and then sometimes stuff just do be super spread out. So it's like, yeah, if you go a couple places, 2, 3 places, your day gone. So that could cause a lot of selfishness. Like, bro, I don't got that much time and I don't got that much money. Like, don't play with me. You know what I'm saying? With my time or my money. They don't play about that. Don't play with my time or my money because I only got a limited amount out here in LA. So.
Being out there, have you seen any like Hollywood shit going on? Like
Diddy shit?
No. No, I mean, but even that in terms of culture, like with you being in the music industry and maybe being, you know, in certain rooms with certain elites or, you know, people in general, like just where you may have seen some weird shit or not even just some Diddy shit, but just some extra Hollywood shit that you just wouldn't see in Detroit.
I can't say I have, honestly. I don't know. Maybe I'll be in the right rooms. But everybody I've been around, they've been cool, chill. You know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing about LA too I advise if you serious about your craft as a musician and you good. Cause nowadays everybody rap, but if you good at it, if you got a good pen, like you'll end up in some rooms out there and not even just like it'll just happen. You know what I'm saying? You would look up, just being out and about, networking. Next thing you know, you'll be in the studio with Dre or somebody. Like, just, like, dang, how did I just end up
See, and I, even with that, like, I mean, of course, we said the D, because when we think Hollywood, we think the dark side of it. But even with you saying that, just the opportunities, like, I wouldn't call it a Hollywood move, but just more so where your skill and what you do, it grants more opportunities in LA versus, you know, some other cities.
Yeah, for sure. LA, man, it's the spot. It ain't nothing like Atlanta is there now, but it ain't nothing like LA, man. LA is where it's at musically. Like I said, I've never experienced that where I just can go in rooms that I didn't even like expect to, and it just be real. Some of them be welcoming, some of them be gatekeeping, but some of them be like, yeah, I'm in the studio with Kendrick today or Absol today. We'll pull up. Like, oh, okay, big. Like, just out of nowhere, like, say less, nigga. And I done experienced a lot of that out there. And it's so crazy. I don't even got my foot to the ground out there. For real. Like, I be to myself. I'm still stuck in my Detroit mentality. So, and I done experienced some gangbangers. You know what I'm saying? So I be to myself a lot out there. And I'm ducked off. I'm in Long Beach. So I be at the crib chilling.
Shout out to Uncle Snoop, man.
Shout out to Long Beach, LBC, all the East Siders. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's crazy. That movie, you remember the movie East Siders? Hey, classic.
That's crazy. Now that I'm out there, I'll be like, dang, that's just crazy.
Crazy.
Just seeing it, Long Beach crazy too.
For sure. Well, if we can, man, just to kind of take some steps back, man, we go to the origin, for a quick second. Okay. Detroit. From my understanding, man, you've been very talented with the pen, for a very long time now. Where you at with it now is not happenstance. It's something that you've been perfecting and working on, over the years. In fact, you know, not to, you know, bring her in, but we did, you know, interview sis, shout out to Bonnie, and she was just talking about the fact that she remember you being young, putting shit together, and she just couldn't fathom, like, how the fuck is he putting this shit together at this age? When he get older, he gonna be a problem. Yeah. And so now we see it. So I guess my question for you is, what was the early music influences for you, and how do you feel it became a natural thing to you?
So yeah, I mean, me and my sister used to rap. It was funny. It was me, my sister, and my cousin Maya. And
cool. Bonnie used to rap?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
She used to rap. She didn't say that part?
She ain't say that part.
So it was me, my sister, and my cousin, dog. They older than me. So I had got a karaoke machine when I was a kid. My mama bought me one, but it was like a microphone, and it'll let you record too. Like you that's how you know we from that. We right there I'm so glad the era we come from, cause we experienced life before technology.
Facts.
But it was like a karaoke machine, and you put a cassette tape in it, and we used to get blank cassette tapes, and it'll record you rapping on the cassette tape. So that's when they found out, like, I broke a rap, you know what I'm saying? And the only reason I started rapping, I tell people all the time, reason I started rapping was because of Bow Wow. Like, cause Bow Wow was out.
Shout out to Bow Wow, bro.
I seen Bow Wow as a young nigga, and I was a little nigga with braids.
Facts, same here.
So I'm like, this little nigga.
You gotta put some respect on Doggy, man, for real.
But it was like that, like, jealousy kid, like,
right.
This little nigga rapping and famous, and all the girls like him, like, I could do that, you know what I'm saying? And then I showed my sister, and they was like, oh, this nigga could really rap.
Not to cut you off, but it's crazy that you say that, because I was watching a podcast, and it's this A&R dude, I forget his name, he got a dog ass podcast too, but he was saying that Bow Wow, like Fandemonium, at his height it was higher and bigger than Jay-Z's.
Crazy.
At his height.
As a kid, bro.
Do you agree with that?
At his height versus Jay-Z at his height.
And we ain't talking about, when we say at his height, and a lot of people mind, we always connect Jay-Z to the money, the billionaire, but we just strictly talking about music.
If you really know hip hop, you know Jay never really, the reason Jay the GOAT, it ain't cause he never, I'd say in my opinion, he never was the highest ever his whole career. Like it was always somebody like right there above him. Nelly, Nas, Big, Pac, his whole career, but he's always been consistent throughout the board. He ain't never go down too far. He always in that top 2, top 3 spot for that long. You feel me? Like that's why Hov is the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? It ain't cause he ever had a super like run. Like, oh, that year Hov killed it. Like he was the dog. He never really had one like that. So yeah, I agree with that for sure. Cause it was a time Ball was just, man, you couldn't go nowhere on the radio without listening to Bob.
106 in Park.
106 in Park. Like,
you feel me?
Man, he had the girls going crazy.
And I ain't gonna lie, anybody that come up in that age, you like, damn, dog, I'm trying to be like
exactly.
dog. You feel me?
That's how I got to rapping. That's exactly how it happened, bro. I just sitting there like, as a kid, you like, he got everything I want, bro. As a kid, and I'm younger than him. So I'm watching it as a little kid, like, this little nigga got all the hoes. He got cars, clothes. And you looking at the videos is fake. But as a kid, you think it's real. This nigga driving.
I remember Fresh in my yeah, bro. When that dropped, he was getting a little older then when he had his thing with Romeo or whatever, bro. But it was like, damn, like what he say? Something with a black card, make it more. What he say? Make it more than your dad or something crazy.
I'm like, this little nigga.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah,
straight
so
up.
that's what made me start rapping. Was that right there? That was, I won't say that was an influence. That was a motivation. But the influence part, I'm blessed. You know what I'm saying? To grow up in the household I did. That's why I feel like it was kind of meant to be. Because I grew up in a household where it was my mama. And my mama listened to Neo Soul. So she listened to Erykah Badu, Lauryn Hill, Jill Scott, Angie Stone, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. And then she'll listen to some oldies, you know what I'm saying, Michael Jackson, stuff like that. Then I got my pops, and my pops is older than my mama, like a little older. So he listens to jazz, blues, Duke Ellington, you know what I'm saying, all the old school jazz, Herbie, you know what I'm saying, Hancock, all of that, the blues and country music. Then I got my brother. My big brother lived with us. My big brother was a Pac fanatic. It was Pac or die. Like, I remember telling him Pac was trash as a kid and he stocked me in my shit. Like, nigga, you gonna listen to this Pac, nigga, and understand why he the GOAT. And he was big on Pac, big on, Master P and No Limit.
That's crazy, cause that's how my big cousin was. Word. Big cousin, it was Pac. That whole No Limit. I'm talking about he was riding around listening to Yuck Mouth and goddamn.
Every single member of No Limit.
All of them niggas. You feel me? And I couldn't understand it. I'm like, you feel me? And then he'll come E40 around that time. You know what I mean? So yeah,
that's my brother. My brother just was and I didn't like it. But being around it so much, I grew to love Pac. You know what I'm saying? And then last but not least, my sister. So me and Bonnie, like, we listening to the pop culture music. We listening to Wayne at that time, Nelly at that time, all of that. So when you got these different influences, and then last but not least, my best friend, my man, my right hand, he was big West Coast. You know what I'm saying? He a different type of nigga, just in general. Like, the way he thought as a kid, acted, dressed, everything. Like, he wasn't the normal kid, but all he listening to, NWA, Easy, Ice Cube, The Game. The Game, little do people know, that's one of my favorite rappers all time.
Nah, for real, you know man.
The Game.
Like, his documentary.
His catalog.
His catalog, period.
Little do people know that.
And even though he West Coast, the lyrical ability is present.
Crazy. It's
you
crazy.
Feel me? It's like a West Coast Nas, like a gangster West Coast Nas.
That's exactly that's the exact description, bro. Yep. Like, he cold. Like, that's always, I mean, I know people got their things they say about him, you know what I'm saying, and his character. And I mean, even I look at him and be like, what? You know what I'm saying? But as a rapper, I always separate the music and the man at times, and that man was always one of my favorite rappers, you feel me? So, but just having all them influences, my best friend, my sister, my brother, my mom, my daddy, that would made me become who I am, cause I listen to everything. And I think it's cause I grew up around all these different things in my ear, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's really how I ended up being good with it, you know what I'm saying? And just recognizing music.
So with that being said, just off top, man, what's your top 5? No specific order.
Rappers?
Yeah.
I'd rather say my top favorite 5.
Okay.
Because if I say top 5, I do both. I can do top 5.
No,
top 5.
yeah.
Top 5. I can't go in order though.
No, that's cool.
Hove, Dot, Drizzy. It's gonna be debated, but Drizzy. Let me ask you this question. Are we saying rap artists or rappers?
So when you say rap artist, you talking about somebody that can put together a piece of art.
Yeah. It's a
symmetry with the music. You talking like that versus rapper, somebody that's just cold.
Yeah.
You gotta blend both.
That's an artist then. Like, if you an artist, you know how to make rap.
So what was the last 2 you was gonna say? Cause I gotta see something. Cause
if I say rap artist, the last 2 I gotta go with is Ye. And, who I say so far? Hove, Dot.
Drake, Ye.
That 5th one's such a toss-up, dog. I don't even know. I want to say Pac, but I want to say Nas.
Pac in his own world. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna even put that pressure on you to put Pac.
It's Pac or Nas for sure, though.
So we'll just say Nas because Pac is just overall, like, he in his own world.
Sure. I'm gonna go Nas. So, Big right there too, but I'm gonna go Nas. I pick Nas over Big.
So now my next question though is rappers. Just give me your top 3 with rappers, cause now I'm trying to see something.
Rappers, Hove, Nas.
Okay, I'm gonna just stop right here because this is just ridiculous, bro.
What?
You ain't mentioned Wayne, bro?
Oh, man. Wayne in there. He in the top 10.
Oh, he said,
top 10 for
he
sure.
said, yeah. like,
Wayne top 10 for sure. Yeah.
What is it about Wayne that don't put him, like...
That run he had, and he still do it to this day here and there, but he just be reaching, you know what I'm saying, with his metaphors and punches. It's like, rap isn't just about punchlines. It's about saying real shit too, like real life experience shit people can relate to. Just closing that into a sentence.
I agree.
Wayne flows is like pretty like predictable. You know what I'm saying? Like his compound game is crazy, but it's like the flow switches is just not, it's not Hove. It's not Nas can go with the flows. But
It ain't that.
So it's just the flows and
I
the
get what you're
punchlines.
saying.
It's just the excessive punchlining, like.
When you think about basketball players and what makes a complete player, like, which is why people give LeBron the degree of credit that he get, is like, even with rap, like, it's more than just one statistical category.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So you saying basically like, okay, you putting up buckets, but bro, you ain't got no rebounds, no assists. You know what I mean?
The
like,
way you putting up buckets though, is you going to the free throw line, SGA? Like, come on now, like, we see what you doing to make the stats go crazy.
The only thing that I wouldn't necessarily hold against him for that is because he innovated something at a specific time where it was about, you gotta think about it, Cassidy, Cameron, Jewel, like all of that was going on, and it was more that time where niggas was just rapping, and he just was coming saying some astronomical shit that, like, okay, y'all saying this, I'm about to just say something that y'all could never think of. Like, we'd be blown just sitting there like, bro, how did dog, like, as a writer, when you think, like, how did you come up with that?
The Drought 3, that was my favorite rapper, hands down. Like, I think he was everybody's favorite rapper at that time. So it's like, I feel you. And at that age, when I was listening to it, you couldn't tell me nothing. As I grew as an artist and a rapper and really getting to know Hove, like, I didn't get to know Hove till later in my life. You know what I'm saying? Cause like I said, all my influence I just told you about, none of them put me on Hove. Nobody put me on Hove, Big, Nas, all that New York shit. My brother wasn't on it. My best friend wasn't on it. Nobody. So I learned that on my own.
Yeah.
And when I learned that, and Wayne always say that's his biggest influence, Hove always kept it real in a lot of his shit. He gonna give you some drug bars and flashy shit, but he got a lot of real talk. Like, I'm gonna just speak to you.
Heavy on the substance,
You know what
for
I'm
real.
saying? So it's like, I need that from you, Wayne. Like, one of my favorite Wayne songs is Man, I Miss My Dog.
No, for real.
So it's like,
If we got more of that, then it wouldn't be up for debate,
It wouldn't be
really.
up for debate.
With that lyrical ability mixed with reality of what's going on. Like, I agree.
Yeah, so that's just why Wayne. But he in my top 10 for sure. But when
sure.
we talk about rappers, you know what? You might be right as far as like that's probably number 3. When we just saying rappers, it'll probably be Hov, Nas, Wayne. Because I can't really think of nobody outside of them 3. I don't put Dot up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't put Cole up there, but Cole is real close because he having a run right now.
No, Cole is I love Cole. Dot has just grown on me with this last album.
A word.
Yeah. And it's not because like I'm a very like I don't want to say it like that, but like I'm into, like I study, I'm into reality. I'm into being in tune with, you know, realism and not fake facades and stuff like that. So I've always respected, you know, the stance that Dot has always taken in his music by having substance in it. However, I just couldn't catch the weird voices and the, you know what I mean? It was just like rap, and I feel like that's what Cole did for me. Like Cole just straight to it's the simple. He's still keeping it 100, talking about some of the same messages, but I could easily understand the bars. It ain't something, it ain't something, you know. But when I found out that Eminem is one of K-Dot's favorite artists and that he took a lot from him,
absolutely,
it hit me. With this album, I said, that's it. He's the, excuse my French, he's the nigga Eminem.
Nigga Eminem.
He's the nigga Eminem with substance.
Yeah, for sure.
He taking, like, even when you think about how he stacked the voices on top of,
I'm sorry, Mom.
you know what I mean? Yeah. So it kind of makes sense to me now.
One of my favorites for a minute. In my opinion, To Pimp a Butterfly is the greatest album I ever heard.
I hear a lot of people say that.
Like, that joke is amazing. Like, I still can't believe he made that. So, yeah, he amazing, dog. He dang there. I mean, especially after this run, if I didn't put him in order, but that 1 and 2 is him and Hov for me. Like, I just can't put it in order 1 through 5, but I know for sure that's 1 and 2.
For sure.
Like, it ain't even no doubt.
Have you ever, cause I got a homie, man, he would help him get into like K-Dot for real. Like, have you ever like took a shroom and like, you feel me? Like,
I ain't never listened to Dot off the shrooms.
Took one of them trips and just was on some intergalactic shit with Dot.
Dang, you making me think now though. Dang, I ain't never thought about doing that. Taking a shroom and listening to Dot? No, I ain't.
Man, my man's, bro, he took a shroom and went to it's funny, we had this conversation off camera. He took a shroom and went to a K-Dot concert in Detroit.
You gonna tell me this on the day he performing in Detroit today? Keep going though. Go ahead.
Bro said the performance was he said he cried, bro.
No, but the shrooms do that to you though.
He said he cried, but he said it was the shrooms, but also like, you know, K-Dot put on a show.
He do.
And I think this was around the time he was having the thorns on his head. He had some Bible shit.
Morale.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So bro just looking at all this shit and he just getting overwhelmed, like just understanding history, understanding the subliminal messages, understanding, and bro was in that bitch crying.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't go to the Dot concert off the shrooms.
That's dangerous.
That will have you, and that bitch tearing up.
That's dangerous.
Sure. He tapped into them emotions.
straight up. So, okay, you've been making music, you know what I mean? You've been good with the pen. I want to fast forward to these recent moments because honestly, that's where you really begin to get your stardom from. Yeah. You know, the Pistons, the NFL recaps. Yeah. The NFL recaps, man.
Now he got a little name on him.
Now
they could test the face with the name.
Talk about the inspiration behind that, man, and when did you know it was green for that? And did you even want to do that? Because often, like, we look at shout out to my brother G Mac Cash. You feel me? Where he carved the lane talking about different subjects, but G Mac could rap for real.
For real.
You know what I mean? And he done put together bodies of work, you know what I mean, where it's like, oh yeah, this fire, you know what I mean? But I know as an artist sometimes that could be a struggle because some people can call it a gimmick.
Yeah.
Not knowing, it's like, bro, I could do everything. This is just what y'all want. So I'ma talk about just that whole thing.
Well, first off, shout out to G-Mac. I'm glad you brought him up because he did help me, like, and he don't even know, but he, just conversations me and him have had, he helped me be a little bit more, conscious of, you know what I'm saying, that it's okay what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying, and not feel like I'm not a rapper for real. So the way the recap started, I was living in LA. And like, I've been living in LA for 5 years and I ain't really, like I said, my feet ain't even on the ground for real. Like, as a musician, I should really be out there, but I don't as much as I should. But I got a homeboy out there, his name Roger. Roger is like, we've been knowing each other for a while before I moved to LA. And he a cameraman. He like one of the best cameramen in LA. Like, he known out there. So, me and Roger will always just hang. At first, when I first moved to LA, I hit him up like, bro, let's shoot a video. He like, bet. I pulled up on him and he always disagree with this statement, but I pulled up on him. We talked about the treatment for the video and he told me some crazy number, like 10,000. I was like, nigga, I'm not paying 10,000. So I left it alone, but we still cool. So we would always hang like, bro, I'm in town. I'm in your area. Pull up. Let's go get some coffee. Let's go get lunch. So that was my dog. So one day we went and got some lunch and he just was like, nigga, is we gonna work? I said, nigga, he white. He says, we gonna work. I'm like, yeah. He like when? Like, come on, let's get some work in. So then we had decided to shoot some content. It was his idea mostly cause I'm thinking of videos still. I'm still in that old school mindset. I didn't want to conform to what everybody on right now, like posting content, and God humbled me. You know what I'm saying? My walk with the Lord humbled me and just was like, you ain't no better than nobody else. You know what I'm saying? Get with the program. So, all right, bet. So Roger put it in my head, start shooting content. So I'm like, all right. And then he was like, when we start? And I was like, skip it. Let's start next week. So we ended up shooting. We probably shot like 3 videos and it was just like some rap shit. So we shot that and we dropped them and they did good. More than my usual stuff. I'm like, damn, okay, this content shit, I can see it working. You know what I'm saying? And then, but we was always in the creative bag, like, damn, what's next? How can we push the envelope? So one day I was working at the time. I was driving trucks. So I'm at work and I was just about to leave the job that day. That was like my last day. So I'm at work and he called me like, I got an idea. I'm like, what's up? He like, you know how you like football and I like football? I was like, yeah. He was like, what if you rapped about the NFL, like everything that's happening and do like a recap of it? And I was like, no, that shit is a gimmick. Literally verbatim. That's what I said. This shit a gimmick. I'm like, I knew he was going to say that. He was like, all right, never mind. Back to the drawing board. So then I just felt the spirit over me, bro. Like I swear, like God just like, remember what I said, nigga, you ain't bigger than nobody. You know what I'm saying? Humble yourself. And I'm like, all right, I need to be more open-minded to stuff. So I called him back and I was like, man, let me sit on it for a minute. So I'm at work driving the truck and I'm like, I was like, I was texting him. I'm like, we're going to rap on a popular beat. He like, yeah. So I ended up, that Doja Cat was like the most slapping song back then. So I turned the instrumental on and I'm in the truck and I'm just thinking about the games and stuff. And I just started writing. I'm like, this bitch actually kind of hard. You know what I'm saying? So I called him back. I'm like, hey, this bitch hard. I just wrote it. He like, there. I was like, but it was on a Wednesday. Now, if you know football, games come on Thursday. This was week 1 of like 2 years ago. So I'm like, bro, but the problem is I don't want to drop this and then week 2 start tomorrow.
Right.
He like, well, fuck it, we need to drop it before the game come on. I was like, nigga, I'm at work right now. I was working nights. I'm like, I'm at work right now. He was like, then I'll be at your house in the morning. I'm like, so we're going to record this in the morning. You're going to edit it. We're going to drop it all before Thursday night football come on. He like, yeah. I'm like, nigga, I'm about to leave work early then. So I left work, went home. I got the studio at the crib, recorded it. People don't know the hardest part about them recaps, bro, is memorizing that shit. Cause I'm terrible at memory. So trying to memorize a rap I just wrote. So wrote it, stayed up all night trying to memorize it. He pulled up, shot it, recorded it. We dropped it. That first ever recap probably did like 150,000 first day. And I was like, damn.
Was that the highest like piece of content or, you know, views that you got?
No, I mean, yeah, on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, on Instagram,
but like, yeah, on Instagram for sure. Like, I done had 1 million views on YouTube before, like videos that got M's, but that was, I was like, dang. So then we had to do week 2, and everybody was calling me like, that junk hard, bro, you doing every week? And I was like, nah, I don't think so. They like, man, do every week. So I was like, we gotta do week 2. So we did week 2, and it did decent. And then, Roger was like, you gonna do week 3? I'm like, skip it, let's just do week 3. And then we did week 3, and that one went viral. That one got like 1.5 mil.
Yeah,
and
man.
Then I was like, all right, we
gotta keep it going. Man, shout out, and I'm saying this for a reason. Yeah. Shout out to Roger.
Facts.
And all of the people that surround you that kept you encouraged.
Mm-hmm.
Teamwork make the dream work, man. And having people around you that's encouraging you to do things that you don't even want to do. And that's why it's important to not have yes man, people that just gonna go along and agree with your moves and your decisions. You feel me? Because like we talked about off camera, like sometimes people can see, I ain't gonna say people know your life better than you, but sometimes people can like objectively see your life better than you can from your own lens. And it's like, no, bro, you should be doing this, man. So shout out to Roger, bro.
Yeah, Roger, man, that's it. That's my gift from God for sure, bro. Like just him believing in me. And now we a team now, you know what I'm saying? At first it was like work for hire, but now we a team, you know what I'm saying? He's chasing his dream with me, you know what I'm saying? God willing, he gonna be rich the rest of his life. You know what I'm saying? Cause he put the battery in my back and he motivated me and pushed me, and he always in the lab with me trying to create ideas.
100.
And that's my partner in crime right now. That's
my question. My question though is, bro, you ain't just rapping about one team, my dog. You rapping about every game.
Yeah.
And not just saying shit, like you being descriptive. Oh, Mahomes threw the pass to such and such and he caught it and ran back to the, you know what I mean? I'm like, damn, bro. So like, do you watch all of the game? Like, how do you go about actually getting the details of the game and then put it into the music?
I'm gonna do it behind the scenes this year. I should have been did it, but I'm doing it. Me and Roger gonna do it this year for sure so people can see. But man, it's a process. That, like, bro, September, just hold on. I don't want September to get here yet. Like, everybody be asking me, you ready for the season? Fuck, no.
Work. That's bro, work season.
Work, bro. Like, I sit there, first off, I love football. Been loving it since a kid, played it since a kid. So I'm gonna enjoy watching the games. So I'm sitting there watching the games Sundays. And I'm up and I'm watching them and I'm on the phone with the homies. They watching some games, I'm not, and we all just back and forth. That's another blessing too. Like all my homies, like huge football fans. So like they be helping me, little do they know, like, cause stuff I don't see or hear about and they send it to the group chat. I be like, nah. So that help. And I sit there, watch the games all Sunday, go to sleep, wake up Monday, watch Monday Night Football, but Monday, so usually, and this is rare though, usually I already have, after Sunday is over, I done already wrote a bunch of stuff. But that's rare. Like,
but when you say you writing a bunch of stuff, you're not starting the actual song. You're just, are you saying
No, I start the song.
Okay.
I already had a beat in my head. And then like I said, I got the studio at the crib. So as soon as Sunday over, Sunday Night Football, I'm in there. I already got it, half of the recap done. I'm just about to implement some Monday night in there and it's over.
And then the beat selection.
That's important. That's what people don't know. That's really what helped everything. Like the beat selection, sometimes it'd be a theme. If we playing a Houston team, like we played Houston this year and I picked, Travis Scott. You know what I'm saying? Then I did a chopped and screwed version to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be themed.
That's fire. You gotta do some big extra plug shit.
You feel me?
Shit.
So I always do a theme behind it, but then sometimes it's like, what's popping right now? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In any genre. Like, I did Beyonce last year, you know what I'm saying? Cause it was popping off the country album. Like, what's popping right now? And then the last part about the beat selection, it gotta be up to tempo. Cause if the beat is too slow, I only get, that people don't pay attention. I only get 90 seconds to rap all this. If you go watch my recaps, they all like 90 seconds to fit the algorithm. If I go past 90 seconds, it's out of the algorithm for people that don't know that. Like, you try to stay in that 90-second realm because Instagram wants you to pay for promotion. And if you go past 90 seconds, you can't pay for promotion no more. So why would they push some shit that you can't pay for no more?
Y'all hear that? That's the sauce.
So,
pay attention.
Yeah, so you always want to stay in that 90-second realm. If you ever pay attention, you drop a video that's 90 seconds, Instagram gonna send you a notification. Oh, this post is doing better than boosted. You know what I'm saying? Because they gotta get paid at the end of the day. They're business. So I try to, but I gotta stay in that 90 seconds. So I can't pick a slow beat with a slow tempo and rap real slow.
Yeah, you gotta have that speed where you can maximize and put as much stuff in there.
That's why it's a difficult task, bro. It ain't as easy as people think. The beat gotta be right. It gotta be something that everybody hear and be like, oh, I know that beat.
Yeah.
And then it gotta be up tempo and writing all them raps. And yeah, by Monday morning, I'm writing all that stuff. Tuesday, we recording and editing, and then Wednesday we letting it fly. We just started doing Wednesday like halfway through last season. Though at first we was dropping on Tuesdays, and then that junk just got too overwhelming. I'm like, man, we dropping on Wednesday.
No, straight up. Yeah. How was it like working with Simba, man? That was a crazy one.
Yeah, that's my dog.
That was a crazy one.
Brother. First and foremost, that's out of everybody, and I know a lot of people in this industry. I don't showcase it or take pictures and all of that. I know a lot of people in this industry. But that's the realest nigga I know so far. Easily, like. That's my brother, like, always. We talk all the time. And, but the way that happened, though, he started doing the recaps. And that joke was funny, dog, cause like the whole city was on his head. I didn't expect that. I know I got love in the city. Like, before this recaps, like, people know who I was. You know, so I didn't have a name to the masses, but people that's in the industry or in the circle of hip hop knew who I was. So, that's why another reason I think the recaps took off, cause it's like, oh, he been that nigga, you know what I'm saying? So now they get to show everybody pushing it. But when he did that, the whole city was on his ass. And I'm like, I'm reading the comments like, he got comments saying fire, but for every one fire emoji is two, hey, you stole Geech, I'm like, they going on this nigga. And then, so me and Roger, that day we was shooting our recap. So, and this, I'm gonna give you an exclusive if you don't know. So, we shooting our recap, Roger, like, I'm recording it, and I threw a shot in there at Simba in the recap. I wasn't tripping over that he did it. Like, I didn't care, honestly, because I had put on my story, like, hey, man, I appreciate all the love. Everybody showing me love, trying to stand up for me, but don't blame that man, bro. Y'all don't know what that man, you know what I'm saying? Somebody in his camp could have told, Roger told me to do recaps. So how can I get mad at somebody and say he the reason, you know what I'm saying? So anyways, I had made my recap, threw a shot at him, and then me and Roger recorded the recap and everything. I'm talking about as soon as we get done with the recap, Roger editing it, we about to let it fly. Simba DM me. And he like called me. And I called him, and he just was like, nigga, I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, Wallow gave him the idea to do it, which is even crazier. I'm not even about to get on Wallow, and that just blew my mind, cause Wallow had been seeing my recap, so. But anyways, he like, Wallow gave me the idea, I didn't even know who you was, bro, but the D on my ass for you gotta be somebody. I was like, yeah, and he was like, bro, let's do next week. So I was like, bet. I was like, say less. And then Roger was there the whole time. I hung up, Roger was like, you gotta redo the recap. And I'm like, nigga, no. He like, yeah, you do, bro. I was like, hell no. I was like, he was like, bro, you got to, bro. I was like, no, nigga, this is sport. He gonna love it. Like, I didn't throw a bad jab. It was like a little slick jab.
For him being a real nigga and like tapping in and not ignoring that moment because he didn't know who you was and kind of playing it like most people would.
And I'm like, it ain't no malice behind it. I'm just throwing a little jab. He might laugh at it like, oh, that was slick. You know what I'm saying? But cause I ain't gonna say the bar, but it was, you know, Lions, Simba. I did a crazy scheme, right? It was shit. It was crazy. It was crazy for sure. So, and then they was like, and then Roger was like, we gotta redo it. Me and Roger fought that whole night, and he was like, look, I gotta go. Knock that shit out, change that bar, and let's re-record it. And then we did, and it was the right decision for sure. And then Simba came the following week, and we did it. Knocked it out. We worked well together too. That was important. He pulled up. His whole family was with him. That meant a lot to me too. Like, he pulled up. He's like, man, I got my girl, my kids. We pulling up. And they pulled up. And I made them feel at home. Yeah. We recorded it. Listened to it back to back to back. Then I played him some of my music. He like, bro, you hard. And then we've been locked in ever since. And like, he always put me in opportunities, like in rooms. Yo, check out my dog Geech. Yo, woo, Geech, such and such want to sponsor you. Yo, Geech, woo, woo. Like, I remember he had an event in LA, like a basketball event, and he was just on my head, like grabbing me, like, yo, Geech, I want you to meet such and such. Yo, I mean, it's celebrities everywhere in here. He kept grabbing me, like, bro, come here. I need you to meet such and such. I need you. I'm like, the realest.
That's what's up, man.
Realest,
That's a shout out to bro, man. That's what's up.
Sure.
So, you reach these heights with this new lane that you decide to get in, but now the league is calling you, and you sitting down with Jamil, and you sitting down doing Sports Center interviews and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what was that like, actually getting that recognition and being able to get, like, on the other side of the league? If that makes sense when I say the other side of the league.
It was surreal, cause like, when I first started doing recaps, I'll never forget, I was with my homie Fresh in LA. He had a concert in LA, and I'm backstage with him. It was him and Machine Gun Conway. So we backstage, and he like, nigga, you killing it with that recap. I was only like 2 weeks in. This was before that week 3 viral one. He was like, you killing it, keep doing that. I was like, you fucking with it? He was like, yeah. He was like, bro, you gonna be on ESPN, NFL gonna reach out to you, everything. I'm like, nigga, I swear, I was just like, nigga, you sound, it ain't about to be that. Bro, the NFL probably reached out to me, like week 10, the first year we did it. And that junk was just surreal. They like come up to the headquarters, went up there, met the staff and everybody. And I got a good relationship with them. Then that transferred over to ESPN and, Valley Sports, which is now, FanDuel Network. Mm-hmm. Like, just having them connections. Like, I got more connections in the sports world than I do music now. Mm-hmm. Like, to the point I'm probably about to go to college for sports broadcasting. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, then, yeah.
Like it's locked in, you know what I'm saying? So, man, it was surreal. It's still surreal. Like, dang, I'm really tapped in the sports world and with these sports networks.
And it felt like that's where like, not to get in your business, you feel me? But, we gotta talk business. You know what I mean? Like, I understand that it could be, could not be, whatever, but like, did the pape look different after doing these recaps and like different, like maybe sponsors or whatever, like, or is it just like how does that work?
I'm not satisfied.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not satisfied. Did money come in? Yeah, some money came in. I ain't gonna say how much, but some money has been coming in, but not enough to where I'm like, I'm not satisfied. You feel me? I'll be honest with you, not enough to where I still gotta work. Yeah. Like, I got a little job. I used to hustle and then I stopped hustling. So now I got a little job. So I still gotta do that from time to time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like a full-time everyday job. Like, cause I be so busy, but they work with me cause it's so funny. The job I be working at, they believe in me. So they be like, I'm always like, I ain't coming in today. They be like, we already know you working. We ain't tripping. So it's like, yeah, it's coming in, but slowly but surely, but I'm being patient, man. My relationship with God has taught me a lot about patience and just, you know what I'm saying, just waiting my turn, waiting my time and just continuing to work with my head down, putting in that work. Wow. So, you know what I'm saying, it's coming. I don't never look left or right and see what everybody else is doing, how much money everybody else is doing to an extent, cause I gotta know what I need to be asking for, what I need to be receiving, but no, and I'm gonna just stop right there. I don't want to ruin our relationships. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna just say niggas be cheap, but no, it ain't crazy yet. But we just still building the brand. Once the brand get to a certain level, and I've had talks to know from facts, from reliable sources. Once the brand get to a certain point, that's when it's really about to be rolling in. But it's coming in.
No, for sure. But 100%, that definitely makes sense what you saying. Like, once that established brand is there, like, because in the sports world, the sponsors is, you know, it's different than music. Mm-hmm. You know, I ain't saying that, you know, rappers, they get paid, but NFL, NBA, sports, the type of money that they toss around and the connect, that shit a little different.
Bro, I talked to Toby Wigway, that's one of my close friends. I be talking to him about that junk, and cause I used to be feeling like I'm in a gimmicky situation. I need to be rapping. And he always like, be like, nigga, you don't want to be over here. You want to be right where you at. And now that I'm seeing how the money work too, and it's not complicated money. That's the best part about it. It's not you get publishing, you get this, bro, it be straight up checks. yo, we need this. You can still keep the rights. Whoop, here go a production deal. Here go a sponsorship. Here go this. It's just whoop, 50,000. Whoop, here go whoop, whoop. Here go the check. It ain't no, I drop, wait for streaming, wait for royalties to come in.
The whole setup, we got to do rollout, and we got to do,
Oh, the producer get 50%, the publishing company get this, distribution company get that, all of these different, where my money going? Now I got to hire somebody to do the audit. It's straight, check, this is the services, this is the money, woo, woo, boom.
Fire.
We need a song for Sports Center. We needed this for that. We need a song for this team. Like, it's crazy.
Fire. So, man, like, overall, what's next, bro? You know, it's like you say, man, September around the corner.
Yeah.
And then just in general, like, with your personal music and stuff like that, let the people know, like, what you got coming up.
So, First and Geech, season 3, that's most importantly, you know what I'm saying? Even though I dread the work, but it's got to get done. So, First and Geech, season 3 is coming up. This going to be the biggest recap season. Like, it's on the flow. I got some special guests this season. I want to stick with that, do that a lot more. You know what I'm saying? The Jamel thing was amazing, and Simba. So we got a lot more special guests this season. That's main thing. My merch dropping. August, can't give you a date, but merch dropping fire. First and Geech merch fire. Y'all gonna love it. I'm most excited about that. I ain't gonna lie. Podcast coming this season as well. Me and my brother, we doing a podcast. My brother is a pastor, my pastor. And it's called, God and Football. Crazy. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really excited about the merch and the God of Football podcast. Of course, First and Geech. And then my music dropping this season too. I know a lot of people have been asking for it because I've been in this niche space. Like, this is my niche. I've been like steering away from making music or dropping music. Really, I still make music, but dropping it. And I got a hard drive full. So it's coming this season, and it's specifically just for the people that have been wanting it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in that zone and mindset of really being passionate about dropping music, but I understand the responsibility I have to my fans. So, you know what I'm saying? Not just one album, multiple albums is dropping this season, but y'all gotta wait till September when the season kick off. When the season kick off, Geech kicking off with a bang.
That's what it is, man. Well, I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm excited for this season, man. Especially us fighting and getting back to a position where our names is relevant. They know what time it is. You know what I mean? We showed up, of course, we ain't do what we wanted to do. However, we building on that, man. So I'm excited for the upcoming season. I'm excited for hearing the recaps and everything that you plan on doing for Detroit, but for the NFL as a whole. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And a new project, bro. Before we leave, man, if it's any message, any words that you want to give to a young person that's trying to discover their lane, that's trying to discover, what it is that they should be doing, with their talents, with their gifts, what would be those motivating words for them?
Okay, the first thing you got to do is know yourself. The reason I've been rapping since I was a little kid. We already talked about that, but I started taking it serious when I was 18. The reason it took me so long to get to where I'm supposed to get to is because I ain't know myself. And the only way you know yourself is if you know God. So get to know God. I'm not here to preach to you, tell you be no Christian, but my Lord and Savior is Jesus Christ. But you know what I'm saying? Get to know God and for yourself, and then when you get to know God, you'll get to know yourself, and then you won't be holding yourself back from what it is you need to do. You'll know exactly what it is you need to do. It take a lot of time, take a lot of prayers, it take a lot of discernment, but just get closer to God, and you'll get closer to yourself, and then you'll get closer to your goals.
That's what it is, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you, brother.
All day, brother.
Again,
thank you, man.
Until next time, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Chef Geech, the Forum Magazine, host of The Culture.
Yes, indeed.
Let's get it.